you all, and good morning. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from deep in the heart of Texas. More specifically, we are here at the gas station in Bastrop, Texas. Had a wonderful night's sleep here in the cabin that sits on the grounds of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie site. Yeah, great night's sleep, comfy bed. Bathrooms are just a short walk and are very nice. So definitely a good night's sleep. And it was so peaceful here, so quiet. I was the only one here in the campground, and just me and the cats. Sat on the porch for a little while and just petted cats. It was a wonderful night, much more wonderful than the kids had here when they were massacred by chainsaws. So I had a pretty peaceful night. Got a good night's sleep on the comfy bed. A little more sleep than I'm even used to. Although sometimes I feel like when I get a little more sleep, I'm actually more tired. But we got plenty of stuff to do today. I'm planning to head over to the city of Austin, Texas, and look for some things to do over there. So please follow me. We've stopped off here in Cedar Creek, Texas. Now, as I travel, there are certain types of attractions I try to never drive by. You guys know the EM rule. You know, I don't like to drive past museums. I also don't like to drive past dinosaur parks. So we stopped here at Cedar Creek at a dinosaur park known simply as the Dinosaur Park. So I figure we start our day by hanging out with some fiberglass dinosaurs. Yeah, we got our big blue vicious T-Rex over here. I think I saw another dinosaur slurking on the other side. Oh yeah, the Spinosaurus. Use the bathroom here before we head out into the park. You can see the Call Me Al-saurus there has bit off someone's arm. And remember, be a clever girl. Don't flush diapers down the toilet. You can see different dinosaurs that you can sit on here. Oh, look at that big T-Rex skull. I dub this the Triceratops. Okay, trail entrance between the two sauropods. And here we are. Let's go for a dino hunt. There's a megalodon jaw. We learned in Houston that they eat elephants. This is the Stegosaurus there. It's one of those dinosaurs that likes headbutting people. One of my childhood favorites, the Ankylosaurus. I liked how he smashed people with his tail. It says try to spot a fossil replica of coprolite dinosaur poop. Oh, I think we spotted it. A dino turd in the woods. A Micropachycephalosaurus. Man, these names, they're not easy. But there is the little guy. They call this little guy the Min-Me. Not Mini-Me, but Min-Me. Now, this is a photo op here. This is a picture pal for photos only. Do not abuse the exhibit. So yeah, there's a difference between taking photos of something and outright abusing it. It says do not climb on top of the exhibit. Do sit on the base for a great picture. So we're going to squat down and sit here in front of this friendly dino. Oh, there we go. Crisscross applesauce. Oh, here's another picture pal. Little Triceratops with a saddle. This is for photos only. Please do not abuse. So I will gently sit on the saddle. No abuse involved. This is what we do with dinosaurs in Texas. Woohoo! Uh-oh, this mother Triceratops doesn't appreciate that we were riding her child. It's the Parasaurolophilus. I like the bright colors there. Ah! Don't devour me. What is that, a Dilophosaurus? Don't devour me, no! There's the Carnotaurus. Are we getting into the scary predators? Yeah, you can see some Texas cactuses down there in front of the Stegosaurus. It looks like we can ride a baby Stegosaurus as well. Over by the creek here, we have a Coolosuchus, which is kind of like a giant salamander. Oh, look, we got some mammals here as well. The Diprotodon, Diprotodon. There it says he is related to the modern wombat. So a giant wombat. And this is the Megalania. It's a giant Komodo dragon. Because that's the main problem with Komodo dragons. They're just not big enough. Oh, there she is, the queen of the forest. The Tyrannosaurus Rex. Hopefully she doesn't mind that I'm just about to ride her child. Woohoo! I'm riding a T-Rex. Woo! Here's Dinosuchus, which is a kind of a prehistoric giant crocodile. This is the Calican, a type of terror bird. And of course, I will always be scarred from seeing an illustration of terror birds eating tiny horses. We're going to need a bigger croc. Got another photo op here, the Tyrannosaurus nest. I hope the T-Rex doesn't mind. I only ate 3. Oh, look at this. Absolutely massive Diplodocus. There is the dopey iguanodon. There's Dimetrodon and child. It doesn't look like you can ride the baby Dimetrodon. I guess they just couldn't fit a saddle on him with that big fin on the back. Guess we got to ride all the babies. And there is the Oviraptor back there. One of the biggest cases of defamation since Richard Jewell. They called it the Oviraptor because they believed that it ate eggs. They found it in the act of stealing and eating eggs. And named it that, so it was taught that the Oviraptor was an egg stealer, eating the eggs, eating the babies of other dinosaurs. Then later it was discovered that it was at its own nest, taking care of its babies and not eating them, and but was saddled with the unfortunate name and unfortunate reputation. Man, what a case of slander on a motherly dinosaur. The Australovenator here. Quite a beautiful design on the side. Of course, the beautiful designs are pure speculation. There is the Dilophosaurus. And here at the Dinosaur Park, they go no frills. Does not have the frills that were introduced in the movie. They don't really have any scientific basis. So the more scientific accurate Dilophosaurus. Yeah, this Dinosaur Park is surprisingly sizable. You definitely get a good walk out here in the woods. And over here we have Theriznosaurus, clearly the most bizarrely terrifying dinosaur here at the park. Look at his fingers. He's got crazy knife sword fingers. Sword fingers. Look at me. I'm a dinosaur fetus. Oh, watch out. Surprise attack. Oh yeah, look at this Spinosaurus here. He ain't playing. This is a cute little fellow right here. And here's the mom. I guess this is a Uteranus. Is it a dinosaur, a pterodon? I know the answer to this. No. That's right. Oh, one more jump scare before we leave. Oh, looks like we got a T-Rex photo op here where we can stick our head up his throat. Hey. Big swallow. No. We got one of those classic Jeeps from the movie. As we exit through the gift shop, see some dinosaurs over here in the corner. Looks like they are activated by quarters. All right, let's fire up these dinos. 75 cents. Let's see what we get. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was worth 75 cents, I'd say. Now I know we just got done seeing a bunch of giant dinosaurs, but over here at Bedroll Pecans, they have a giant squirrel. This is Miss Pearl the squirrel. You can see she's actually munching on a pecan there. It's a big squirrel. And we have landed here in Austin, Texas, where all the restaurants are named after cryptids. Yeah, we have the Chupacabra Taqueria here, and then just 2 doors down is the Jackalope Bar. And then here we just have a random werewolf. But over here we have my favorite attraction in Austin, Texas, the Museum of the Weird. Museum of the Weird promises shrunken heads, Fiji mermaids, and a Cyclops pig. All the things I love. Over here it promises we are only 50 feet away from those bizarre, amazing, and unusual exhibits that we will ever see. As we step in, we can see the giant carnivorous plant there next to the pirate skeleton. See, we got some Archie McPhee products over here. The Bigfoot air freshener. And there is the Bigfoot himself. But the arrow here points us into the Museum of the Weird. But I guess before we head in, we will get our fortune told by the Swami here. Okay, the Swami here takes quarters. Do 1 quarter. 2 quarter. There you go, he just waves his hand.
But I have a bit of wisdom especially for you. Listen closely. A closed mouth gathers no food. Oh yes, my friend. It is much better to say little than to say much and regret it later, you know. Give me another coin. I have much more to be telling you.
And through the turnstile. And as we head into the Museum of the Weird, we have the world-famous Siamese twins, Chang and Ang Bunker, buried near Mount Airy, North Carolina. I've actually been to their grave. These are the original Siamese twins, meaning the term Siamese twins actually came from the fact that they were from Siam. They're actually just attached by a fairly small band of skin that probably with today's medical science could have separated them. Oh, love this centaur here. Get that explosion in the background. And as we see, cool guys don't look at explosions. Talks about the history of the Dime Museum and the sideshow, which is kind of the inspiration for the Museum of the Weird. Of course, we see the patron saint of the Dime Museum and the sideshow, Mr. P.T. Barnum, there with the poster for his Fiji mermaid. Of course, Barnum was one of the first ones to display the Fiji mermaid, and you can actually see his version of the Fiji mermaid right there. And yeah, that would be the poster that would be shown. They go inside and see this mermaid here.
Yeah, I know about changing it.
There's a famed sideshow performer, Jojo the dog-faced boy there. And on this wall, just some of the classic sideshow items. Of course, the jackalope, one of the famous gaffs, or, creatively made sideshow displays. The half antelope, half rabbit. And then the infamous fur-bearing trout, which grows a layer of fur to protect itself from the cold waters. Here it talks about the scalp bounty, where colonists actually placed bounties on Native American scalps. So if you could cut off the scalp of a Native American, you could ship it to the governor of Canada, and you would get paid a different amount depending on what type of person it is. Aren't humans just great? Isn't it great how we treat each other? Oh my goodness. If you look closely, you can see the little fossilized fairies there, fossilized in stone. And there is the world's heaviest roach. Yeah, he has been eaten good. You can see the trigger finger of Pancho Villa there, the famed Mexican outlaw. Of course, famous for firing his gun, so only fitting that his trigger finger, his most notorious appendage, be kept as a monument to those who looked up to him. Talks about the haunted history of Austin, some of the ghosts that lurk through the city. Says the Driscoll Hotel is haunted, and oh my gosh, there is the devil. The mummy of Guanajuato here says that this is actually a naturally formed mummy, meaning humans did not intentionally turn it into a mummy. Just the natural conditions transformed it into a mummy. It says, in memory of our beloved pet Scruffy, he was a good cat. He definitely looks like he was a friendly kitty. There's a trepanned human skull. It says it's kind of a prehistoric surgery. They still perform surgeries like this today. Like if you have brain swelling, they may cut a hole in your skull to relieve some of the swelling. But this is actually a surgery that dates back hundreds and hundreds of years. So yeah, they did do surgery in past centuries. I've even heard of some mummies being found that have had surgery done on them. The shrunken head collection here, quite a few. We got four shrunken heads here from the Javaro tribe. Of course, you obtain a shrunken head by cutting off the head of an enemy, removing the skull, filling it with hot sand, and shrinking it. And it actually gives you power over their family and tribesmen. I think that is a hyena head up there. Lots of interesting stuff in here. The devilfish, the Fiji mermaid. Got another Fiji mermaid in there. I believe that's one of the puppets from the Puppet Master series. And this is the Hand of Glory here in the center. It's supposedly an enchanted hand that is actually used by thieves to rob houses. It says they apparently light a candle being held by the hand, and it can paralyze the people in the house or cause them to not being able to awake while the burglar robs them blind. There are some Chinese foot binding shoes. You can see how incredibly tiny they are. And then the skull of a cyclops. We got Texas Bigfoot, the Bigfoot wall here, with these different plaster casts. This is the Patterson-Gimlin cast here, one of the famed video of the Sasquatch, one of the most compelling pieces of evidence. I have a copy of that foot right there. And there is a Gigantopithecus skull. The Gigantopithecus, a giant ape that some believe may have evolved into the modern Sasquatch. All the different prints taken here. Now this is a crazy story. I've heard this before. The strange saga of the Yeti Hand of Pangaboch. There's a monastery that actually had a Yeti hand, and Tom Slick, a wealthy Texas oil man, which is the perfect name for a wealthy Texas oil man, he agreed. He gave money to the monastery in exchange for one finger of the Yeti hand, which he exchanged a human bone for the Yeti finger. And then, in a strange twist to the story, he actually got Jimmy Stewart, yes, that Jimmy Stewart, to smuggle the Yeti hand back to America. There we have Joseph Merrick, the Elephant Man. I've heard him a lot of times referred to as John Merrick, but apparently that is a mistake. His name is Joseph Merrick, very famous for his deformations and a very sad story. He lived a very uncomfortable life. Was afraid to go out in public because of how others viewed him, but just the physical toll that this took on his life. He actually ended up passing away in his sleep because all of the heavy growths on him had just made it too difficult to breathe while sleeping. This talks about the Aurora, Texas UFO crash of 1897. And this is probably one of my favorite UFO stories. Happened near Dallas, Texas. A UFO hit a windmill on a farm, and it was documented at the time, in 1897, that there was a spaceman in the saucer that was passed away in the crash. They buried him in a local cemetery, gave him a Christian burial, where he is still buried today. Unfortunately, I don't think they know the exact location of the body, but it's very possible that a man or creature from another planet buried in a human cemetery. I've actually was fortunate enough to be able to go out to the cemetery, and it really is just a compelling and crazy case. An interesting exhibit here on the Cottingley Ferries, where two little girls took a camera out into the woods and claimed to record fairies, and were actually widely believed at the time. It was considered a genuine discovery that they found that fairies were real. Even Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the author of Sherlock Holmes, believed that they had found fairies and went out to meet the girls. Later, it was just determined that they just cut some pictures out of a book and took photos with it. But two little girls fooled the world. And this is a very interesting artifact here. This is the only surviving original contact print of the photo. So of the photos taken of the quote-unquote fairies, this is the only original copy made from the film. So actually you have to press the button there. I guess they don't want it overexposed with light. But yeah, there it is. You can see the little girl there with the fairies. I don't know. It does seem believable to me, just seeing the photo. Of course, I know the story, but still pretty amazing. This is an elongated Peruvian skull. Now, there was always some belief that these may have been extraterrestrial skulls when they were discovered because of their unusual shape. But actually, it was the ancient Peruvians actually would tie cloth around their head very tightly in order to change the shape of their head. Sometimes the truth is, at least almost, as strange as fiction. They've actually got a really cool collection of movie props as well. This is the demon from Tales from the Dark Side, a horror anthology movie. And this creature appeared to a man and told him to never tell anyone that he had seen the demon. And then later, he meets a woman, falls in love, and then finally confesses that one night he saw a demon. Turns out, spoiler alert, that the woman he married actually was the demon, and he had demon children with her, and so twist ending. He married a demon. And down there we got a critter. But of all the movie props, this is possibly the most amazing here. We have a gremlin. See, it's actually a gremlin puppet. See the controls down there, all the wires. And yeah, love Gremlins, one of my favorite movies of all time. Also love Gremlins 2 as well. But yeah, just look at that iconic creature design. Oh man, makes me want to go home and watch Gremlins. And there is a super spooky skeleton. The Betts Mystery Sphere over here says this was found in the woods in Florida in 1974. A mysterious, perfectly round orb that would actually sing and cause doors to slam. And to this day, no one knows exactly what it was found in the woods. Oh, watch out down there. This is a voodoo witch doctor in Haiti built this sculpture to scare people off its property. I bet it worked. A two-headed calf there. Looks like it's extra woolly and fluffy. And a cabinet of curiosities here. All sorts of fun stuff. You can see the two-headed baby, an ostrich egg, the hand of the creature from the Black Lagoon. Oh, whose head is that? Head of Jeremy Bentham, was a author who had his body preserved at a college. And the man-faced fish there, that's pretty creepy. The fish just has a man face. There's a double toad there. Plastinated octopus and frog down there. This is the stone baby of Sens. It's when a fetus does not survive the pregnancy, but instead of being expelled, actually hardens into stone in the stomach of the woman and can remain there for decades at a time. Little article here on Homer Tate, king of the gaffs, and there is a devil boy created by Homer Tate. He would make these little sideshow gaffs to display in different carnivals and sideshows. There's actually a huge collection of Homer Tate stuff at the Grave Face Museum in Savannah, Georgia. Oops, almost missed the 3,000-year-old mummy down here. Head out this way through the courtyard. Okay, I guess we go in here to see the most famous exhibit here at the Museum of the Weird, the creature in the ice. Here we see the human-like monster that inspired the movie Iceman. This is also known as the Minnesota Iceman. Inside this freezer in here. Now I cannot show you the Iceman because it does ask that we have no photos or videos of this special exhibit. Now they're playing a video from Unsolved Mystery of the Iceman here. Again, I'm not going to show you the Iceman, but I can verify this is a freezer. Cooler, there's a block of ice. And there's a frozen Sasquatch inside. You can't see that there's something the ice over time has made it a little less clear. So you can't make his face out 100% well, but his hands sticking out, his knees and his belly are very hairy and sticking out. So yeah, the Iceman right here, Museum of the Weird. Another room here of freaks. There's a peep show. It says the strange story behind the exhibit is as strange as the thing itself. It says that in the mid-60s, a group of hippies were traveling through Arizona, the small town of Gila Valley. An old man showed them this thing and said he found it in a cave. And then apparently one of the hippies later showed up to this museum and sold them the thing that he had witnessed in the Arizona desert. So let's see if we can peek through there. There it is. You see the thing there? It's like a little creature, like a little man back in there. You see him? You see him? Here is a Zoltan, not to be confused with Zoltar. Oh, look at the little skull there in his crystal ball.
You are thinking on something. I see it.
We see something. The answer is
Not what you would think,
not what you would think.
nor hope. Beware. The great Sultan sees what is to be. Use this knowledge wisely.
So the evil laugh. Oh yeah, look at these oddities here. It's a two-headed calf born alive. The two-bodied lamb. Two bodies, one face. Some fun in jars. Siamese twin piglets. Real pig with two faces. There is a cyclops pig there. I don't understand why with the pigs when they only have one eye, somehow their nose ends up above their eye. Confusing. Oh, we got another two-header there. Two-headed calf. And a two-headed chicken back there. And here we have the mysteries of the deep. It says, go up the steps to view from above. So we head up here to see the mysteries of the deep. Okay. Oh, there's another Fiji mermaid. I think that's the third Fiji mermaid we have seen here at the Museum of the Weird. Giant lobster claws, giant isopod. There is the devilfish. This was basically what this is: a devilfish or a Jenny Hanniver. It's where someone would alter or cut pieces off of a stingray to turn it into like a devilish creature, much and exhibit it much in a way that the Fiji mermaid might be exhibited. And then, oh, look at the baboon fish there. That's extra terrifying. And all these items here are swallowed by cows. Although apparently cows eat a lot of little pieces of loose metal as they're grazing. And then these magnets here said sometimes these are fed to cows, so they have the magnet in their stomach, so that it actually collects them and doesn't let them pass any further down through the intestines. This is Julia Pastrana, a bearded woman performer. Different items here. Oh, this is a long-snouted turtle and a turtle boy. There, it says almost alive. It says this is an unidentified species of miniature dinosaur found in 1907 in the Amazon rainforest. It says the oddities in this box, created by an artist named Carla Yates. I really love her Fiji mermaid there, known as was it Gingy, and we see has a Edward Scissorhands in there, another one of my favorite movies. But it actually says that Johnny Depp lived in this building, and this was actually Johnny Depp's kitchen, which is that's pretty impressive. Sort of like marmot there with a top hat, and I think that's was that Edward Mandrake, where he has the evil head on the back, or the evil face on the back of his head. Oh yeah, see, he rotates, and he has the evil face on the back of his head that whispers at him to do evil things. And finally, we head into the Wax Museum. So it looks like this Wax Museum is exclusively horror related, kind of a chamber of horrors here. See Lon Chaney as Quasimodo, the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And over here, the Phantom of the Opera, also played by Lon Chaney. Now, Lon Chaney was actually a makeup artist as well, actually, because one of the reasons he got the part was he'd actually do his own makeup. And this is also Lon Chaney as the man in the beaver hat from the film London After Midnight. And we here have Boris Karloff as Frankenstein's monster, also known as Frankenstein, created by Dr. Frankenstein. And in this castle here, we see Dracula, played by Bela Lugosi. Looks like he's suckling on a little bit of blood in there. Oh, and watch out, slurking above the doorway, we have Frederick March as Dr. Jekyll and or Mr. Hyde. I think that's currently the Mr. Hyde form, the evil form. We have a pretty fun King Kong photo op here. Looks like you can actually climb within his hand here. If you could squeeze up through the hand. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can fit in King Kong's hand. No, it appears I am too big for King Kong to pick up. Oh, look at this, a wax figure of Prince Randian as the living torso in the movie Freaks. Freaks is a very, very fun and interesting movie where they actually hired actual sideshow performers to play all the parts. So you have some actual famous sideshow performers acting in the movie. The movie is just a great record of the classic sideshow performers. And Prince Randian here, his famous scene, he has no arms, no legs, and he actually rolls a cigarette and smokes it without using his, because obviously he has no hands, but he does it all with his mouth. We have another version of Frankenstein here. This is Christopher Lee as Frankenstein in the Hammer films, which I have not seen any of the Hammer films. They have their own versions of Frankenstein and Dracula. I need to check those out at some point. I've been meaning to do it for years. And then House of Wax featuring Vincent Price. I've not seen this either. Every Halloween I make a list of horror movies that I want to see, and I usually end up maybe watching 2 or 3. Just don't have a lot of time to watch movies, but definitely these are definitely on the list. Now we saw all the different faces of Lon Chaney when we came in. This is the Wolfman, played by Lon Chaney Jr., his son, who was a horror actor in his own right. Exhibit here talking about Vincent Price, and it does include a photo of him as Egghead from the 1960s Batman. And then there is the creature from the Black Lagoon, one of the coolest creature designs of all time. Also love this here from this island Earth, the Metaluna Mutant. And let's not forget about Count Orlok, aka Nosferatu. Actually just watched this movie probably a month ago, and it's really, really creepy. Actually, I watched the original, the OG Nosferatu. It uses some very primitive filming techniques, but does a good job in creating that really creepy vibe. And there's a really spooky scene where he's just wandering around carrying his own giant coffin. And we exit here under the enter sign. Oh, okay. Finish up with the xenomorph. And then the living dead zombie. We exit through the gift shop. First time I came here, I bought both of these shirts. Museum of the Weird and Creature in the Ice. And I wore them both so much that they're worn out and I can't wear them anymore. We have 4 days without a car break in here. That seems like a good streak. Oh, apparently though there could be a bait car. So apparently the police will put a car here to encourage a robber to try to break the window and break in. But the police are actually hiding in the back seat. Anyways, we are here at Peace Park. And we are here at Peace Park for a troll hunt. The Thomas Dambo troll is said to be lurking here at Peace Park. Now, Thomas Dambo makes these amazing sculptures of trolls that he spreads throughout the world, made out of recycled materials. And I've kind of made it a side mission, a side quest to try to visit all the Thomas Dambo trolls in the United States. Although he's building trolls at a very rapid pace, so I'm way behind. But I found out there is a fairly recent troll built here in Austin that I did not know about until just today. So I'm going to see if we can find a Thomas Dambo troll here in Austin, Texas. And I have never seen this before. We have a community play kiosk. You can see there is different balls, a basketball in there, a frisbee in there, soccer ball, something called a bocce ball in there, and apparently you can scan, I guess scan to unlock, and you get to rent the ball inside for 35 minutes for free. So you can actually check out the balls here. There's a football over here, so that's definitely an interesting concept. Just hopefully everyone puts the balls back where they got them. What is this up here? There's some giant metallic orb here at the park. Huh. Can we go inside? Now, this is the Treehouse Observation Pod. Okay. Oh, okay. It looks like you can climb up there and walk around the top of the pod. But we can't walk up there today because they are closed for repair. Why are these trees purple? And there we have Malin the Troll. Another beautiful piece of art by Thomas Dambo. And you can see it's actually called Malin's Fountain. And you can see the dish here would probably fill with water from rain. And Thomas Dambo actually got his start by making birdhouses. So yeah, this would probably be where the rain could fill it up and birds could bathe and drink out of the fountain there. And also, I like the hair there on Malin. Almost looks like dreadlocks using driftwood. Kind of unique. I don't know if any of the other trolls have that style of hair. You can see the jewelry there, the different rocks and antlers and crystals there hanging around Malin's neck. Yeah, every time I see one of these Dambo trolls, I'm very, very impressed. Always happy to visit a new one. I got a lot to catch up on. He's been building trolls all across the country. I wanted to build a whole bunch in the Seattle area. I didn't get a chance to see any because I didn't have my vehicle. And you know, the trolls generally are not just pull off and park. You have to walk a little bit. Like here, you had to kind of take a little walk through a trail on the park. Dambo kind of likes to encourage people to get out in nature. They want to see the trolls. They have to at least expose themselves to nature. But yeah, great addition to the troll family. Yeah, if you go to trollmap.com, you can see where all the different Dambo trolls are located. We're at that one in the middle right there in Austin, Texas. Looks like that's the only one in Texas. There was a point where I thought I had just about caught up, but then he built a whole bunch doing a road trip he called the Path of the Bird King, and has still been building more since then. So I got a lot of trolls to fight. It would be funny if I got back to the parking lot and the days without a break-in had gone down to 0. So I still have a craving for some Texas barbecue. So I looked up what some of the more higher rated barbecue places were in Austin, and this Terry Black's kept coming up. So I think we're gonna try this for our dinner. Looks like we head in here. Oh, another barbecue jackalope sighting. All right, looks like we get in line here to order. To the moist brisket, and then a half pound of sausage.
Original jalapeno cheddar.
Original.
You want anything else?
That'll be it.
Selection here. Oh, sorry.
Okay, so this looks really good here. Got the moist brisket with some sausage. Kind of my go-to for Texas barbecue is brisket and sausage. They threw in a few extra burnt ends on the house, which was awesome. And for my side, I got some green beans. Got some barbecue sauce to that. And let's try that burnt end. That's awesome. Awesome. Man, one of my favorite things about coming to Texas is being able to get that Texas barbecue. Yeah, the brisket like melts in your mouth. Let's try the sausage, or the Czech sausage, as I guess I'm going to call it now. That sauce got kind of a unique little bite to it. And yes, Austin, we are part of the Clean Tray Club, another beautiful pile of Texas barbecue down the hatch. Now here in Austin, Texas, probably the most iconic animal is the bat. And that is because this bridge behind me, the Congress Street Bridge, underneath the bridge lives America's largest urban colony of bats. They're migratory bats that migrate between here and Mexico. And I figured, I've never seen the giant bat colony, so I figured tonight in Austin, we'll head down to the bridge and see if we can spot the bats emerging from the bridge. You can see this sculpture here actually turns in the wind, this giant bat here. Oh, there it goes. Crossing the street over here at the bridge. I guess we'll head underneath, see if we can spot any bats. So it seems like the best time to come is after March to see the bats, but I'm not going to be here in March. So I figured I'd come down here. I did check, there is a Austin Bat Refuge website that actually makes predictions about when the bats are going to come out from under the bridge. And according to that, there was almost 7,000 bats came out of the bridge last night. They used the weather to kind of predict when the swarm emerges. So we'll just see here. We'll hang out by the bridge and see if any bats show up. I guess normally most of the bat population does migrate to Mexico, but apparently a section of those bats decide to stay here in Austin through the winter. I guess they do not emerge when it is cold, but we've had this warm weather recently. So I can hear chirping. Maybe that's the bats, or just birds. But maybe bats. Yeah, down here, this is the website I was talking about. Austin Bat Refuge, flight times and viewing tips. So yeah, it gave a prediction that after about 6 o'clock on the button tonight, that the bats may emerge. See some warning signs here at the bottom of the bridge regarding the bats. It says never handle grounded bats. That seems like good advice. It also says you may want to stand back during bat flight to avoid droppings. That also seems like good advice. See some people gathering here, waiting to see the bats emerge. Okay, it is now 6 o'clock. The website predicted the bats would emerge between 6 o'clock and 6:30, with the most likely time being 6:24. Notice there's boats pulling up near the bridge. These must be bat boats. You can also see people congregating along the top of the bridge to get a perspective of the bats from the top. I can hear the chittering of the bats. I can feel the tension in the air. Everyone gathered around just waiting for the emergence. There they are. Look at them. They all just came at once. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh. There's a few more trickling out. Where'd they go? Guess they're heading out to feed. Oh, there's more. There's more. Look at them. You can see them spewing out. Oh my gosh. This is one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen in my entire life. Wow. Yeah, they just keep coming there. Oh yeah. See them spilling out there in front of the city. Yeah, they just keep coming. How many bats is that? Look at that. Yeah, you can see the city of Austin. Oh man, look at the people sitting right there. I'm gonna take it a good view. Get a little closer here. Seem to be right there. They're spewing out from, and they're all like travel in the same direction, like a river. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. I don't even have words. That is. They're coming out right there. Wow. Is that it? Oh, I guess that was it. Oh, you can just see them like swarming. Oh yeah, cheer for the bats. I don't know if you could see just off in the distance. You could see them just swarming like a big bat tornado. Yeah, look at that cloud in the sky. That is bats all out there eating bugs. Oh no, wait, there's more. More bats. Yeah, nothing like this. Yeah, that is legitimately one of the absolute most beautiful things I have ever seen in my entire life. Just a stream of bats coming out into the sky. I don't know what triggers them. I don't know if the lead bat decides when they leave, but it was all just at once. There's like a river of bats through the sky. They keep coming too. I think next time I come to Austin, I want to stand where that guy right there, that is the Bat Master, right there. Because all the bats came out right there in front of him. He had the front seat view right there. And I'm just, in my mind, I'm remembering that these are the off-season bats. These are the winter bats. So I guess during the warmer months, the summer, there would be, I can only presume, more bats. I saw the bats. I wanted to scream, bats! I wanted to cheer. But everyone over here had hushed tones. So I don't know if the bats, oh, you can see back there, more bats coming. I don't know if you're supposed to, if the bats don't like loud noises, you're supposed to be quiet. But everyone was like, there was a hush. So I didn't yell at the bats. I'm not sure if that's official rule, not yelling at the bats, but it did seem with the crowd. I was just following along with the crowd. Yeah, Bat City, USA. So what a day it has been here, deep in the heart of Texas. Had a wonderful night's sleep at the Texas Chainsaw gas station. We went through a forest of prehistoric fiberglass, drove into the wonderful city of Austin, Texas, and went to the Museum of the Weird, one of my favorite places in the world, full of oddities and strange things. Had some amazing barbecue and finished the night with one of the most magnificent natural wonders I have ever seen. It's not even bat season. I gotta put this, sometimes I check things off my bucket list and then just go ahead and put them back in the bucket because I want to come back here. I want to come back here when it's warm, when it's hot, when all the bats are here, when all the bats have come from Mexico under this bridge. I want to see the full show. This is just a sample and it melted my brain. So I definitely want to come back and see the full bat show here at the Congress Street Bridge in Austin, Texas. So wow, what a wonderful day. I'm going to be getting in the car now, heading back to San Antonio for the weekend. And then actually got to come back to Houston at some point because I got to fly out of Houston because that's where I got my rental car. It's a long story, but hopefully you guys will continue to join me here on my Texas adventures. If you do like these Texas adventures, please subscribe. I travel around the country. I film roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun random stuff. If you'd like to help support the channel, consider contributing to Patreon. $3 or more gets you a postcard once a month from me to you. Also in the Etsy shop, we're selling enamel pins, press pennies, motel key fobs, stickers, and other fun stuff. And doing personalized messages on Cameo if you're interested in that. All those things are in the description of this video. And all those things help keep this train on the track, this boat in the river, and this bat in the air. Until next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.